People live carrying the burden of responsibility. The heaviest burden is the responsibility towards their family. But what does it mean to be responsible? What actions constitute responsibility? Let's think about this together slowly. True responsibility is performing actions that genuinely help the other person. However, do I really know which of my actions are beneficial to others? The first thing we need to understand is what our actions, taken in the name of responsibility, actually are. For example, as a mother, I felt a strong sense of responsibility towards my child. Through meditation, I began to ask myself what kind of responsibility I held towards my child, and started examining my past records to find the answer. I had believed that I was a responsible, good mother, so revisiting my past, I discarded my notion of being a good mother. What emerged was shocking. My belief in being a good mother was shattered, and I realized that my belief in having done my best for my child was just my own thought. Born to financially struggling parents, I endured various hardships during my childhood due to economic scarcity. As a child, I grew up believing that responsible parents must provide economic support until their children can stand on their own. Thus, my fixed idea was that good parents should take on the financial responsibility to support what they believe will benefit their children's future. Even as an adult, I couldn't understand parents who have children despite being financially incapable, considering them irresponsible and lacking common sense. I refused to have more children despite hearing from close family that having more than one child is good. The financial hardships of my childhood left deep scars in my heart. Watching my parents argue daily over financial issues, I concluded that money was the root cause of all problems. The constant fighting was a living hell for me. I even wished I were an orphan, so I could at least have a positive fantasy about parents. I decided that if I couldn't bear the economic responsibility for a child, I wouldn't have any children. After marriage, I had a daughter and made efforts to avoid repeating the painful experiences from my childhood. I tried to ensure my child could have everything I was denied due to financial difficulties. I believed my actions represented my responsibility towards my child. I thought my daughter would see me as a good mother and be satisfied without any complaints. I believed my daughter would grow up without any emotional wounds. However, through meditation, I realized that all my actions towards my child were actually directed at the child I once was, who was hurt by financial deprivation. As my meditation deepened, my belief in fulfilling my responsibilities towards my child crumbled, allowing me to have honest conversations with my daughter. I asked my daughter what she truly thought of me. Using metaphorical language to avoid hurting me, she shared her feelings, and I learned that she harbored many wounds caused by me. For the first time, we had an open and empathetic conversation, understanding each other's feelings. If I hadn't reflected on and discarded my expectations and sense of responsibility towards my child, I wouldn't have been able to genuinely empathize with her thoughts and wounds. Had I listened to my child while trapped in my own beliefs, I would have felt wronged and angry, thinking my efforts as a responsible mother were being denied. By letting go of my thoughts on responsibility, I realized that true responsibility isn't imposing my fixed ideas and customs on others, but helping them grow spiritually. Spiritually strong individuals can remain peaceful under any conditions and achieve social success. Everyone's criteria for social success differ, and if one believes they are successful, that is their success. Spiritually healthy people are not swayed by others' standards of social success. They must find what makes them happiest. One major reason people experience stress is not knowing what truly makes them happy. Trying to align oneself with externally defined standards of happiness leads to a tiring and unhappy life. The beginning of true responsibility is taking responsibility for your own happiness. Striving to meet others' standards of success and happiness is a false responsibility. First, you must empty your mind filled with others' beliefs and customs to understand what true responsibility is. No one can be responsible for someone else's life. True responsibility is helping others realize what it means to truly take responsibility for themselves. Thus, you must discard your fixed ideas of responsibility to understand and live a truly responsible life. We discard everything in our minds to find our true mind. Only then can you live as someone who truly helps others and takes responsibility for them